tonight, the rush to arrest someone for that shooting around Southern underscores the need to get DNA from evidence quickly.
But the process is nothing like you might see on TV. Government crime lab so backlogged, Baton Rouge is about to start outsourcing evidence. The investigative unit and Chris Nakamoto found out how some believe it could solve cases quicker.
Getting a positive match quickly can help cops narrow down suspects. But with a backlog system at the crime lab in Baton Rouge, swift justice is anything but right now.
In this age of science, the men and women working in this lab as DNA analysts can be credited for convictions in court. Oftentimes, their DNA matches made at the Louisiana State Police Crime Lab help seal a suspect's fate. But they faced big challenges as a surge in violence has been reported across Louisiana.
But volume is a big problem for our crime lab here, particularly because they service Baton Rouge and Orleans. Orleans is the biggest contributor to the crime lab at around 40%, and Baton Rouge is 30 to 35 right behind those.
The investigative unit learned earlier this year the crime lab had a backlog of more than 3,000 cases. The situation so dire, law enforcement entities were told they can only submit 5 of their best samples at a time. Weeks ago, the East Baton Rouge Metro Council authorized $200,000 to outsource some cases to private labs.
We asked the mayor and the Metro Council, particularly for gun violence cases and gun possession cases, can we find a way to expedite those cases, take the load off the crime lab for a non-murder type case, send it off, and they have, and we're in the process of working out those arrangements with that lab.
The $200,000 budget could be eaten up quickly. One sample submitted costs $500 to process at a private lab. And depending on how complex of a test sample, others could cost $1,900. The purpose, to not delay justice for victims' families.
30 to 60 minutes. I mean,
if there's a match in the system.
If there's a match in the system.
Following the high-profile shooting death of LSU student Allie Rice and a shooting near Southern Friday morning where 9 were injured, getting DNA matches is paramount in hopes of catching those responsible.
All are urgent, but some maybe more than others. They will work day and night, weekends, to place that case in front of others and to expedite that case.
Moore says he hopes to finalize the agreement with the private DNA lab by the next month. By the end of the year, Baton Rouge could begin outsourcing its DNA. For the investigative unit, I'm Chris Nakamoto.